another episode of PitchGround Live. With me is Karan, who is the founder of an incredible GTM finding software known as Relyft. I mean, very excited about this software because anything in general that is around like sales and marketing really like excites me. But this tool specifically like excites me the most because of one major reason. So many startups fail. So many business founders really struggle to grow only because they are failing to understand where to grow, how to grow, where to go, how to find clients, where to find clients. And if only you can get all of these data under one roof, I think it's going to be so incredible for so many businesses, so many founders. And I think that's what we're going to discuss today. We're also going to dive and share some amazing strategies, and then we'll do a nice product walkthrough at the end of the video. So make sure that you stick around till the end. Also, you have an opportunity to win Relyft codes. So make sure that you drop in all of your questions in the QA section. If you're watching it on YouTube, Facebook, elsewhere, drop in your questions in the respective comments on those respective social media platform, and we'll be tracking and making sure that all of the questions are answered. And if you want a special chance to win another Relyft code, then take a screenshot about this, post it on Instagram or Facebook, anywhere, any social media platform that you like. Facebook, it can be LinkedIn, Twitter. Make sure to tag me so that I could know that you have posted about it. So let's get started. Karan, if you can just take a few minutes and introduce yourself before we dive into all the crazy stuff that we're going to talk about, I think that would be fantastic.
So, hi everyone. I'm Karan, the founder of Relyft. So, I come from a tech background. My experience is about building tech startup and everything, and which recently changed when I came to Canada, when I came to Toronto, and I was a part of an amazing community here, which helps build startups and ecosystem. Being that part of that community changed the entire worldview. So I had this hunch about Relyft, how GTM strategies could work and could not work, but I didn't have an actual product in my mind, what I have to build. So I started doing call the customer discovery calls, calling growth marketers, head of marketings, and all those people around in Canada and USA, getting call with them, trying to understand what problem are they facing, how are they facing the problem. And the one problem everyone talked about was the ads attribution. They find it very difficult to find which
I think, Karan, your screen seems to be a little frozen.
Is it good now?
Yeah, it's perfect now. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, please go ahead.
Because we had a couple of a letter of intents, contracts for Relyft. We built it out, we started around. Then we already know PitchGround because we explored earlier, but never ever filled the form for applying to PitchGround. This time we took a chance filling out the form, got in contact with Krishna, Oscar, Udit, started our journey with PitchGround, and it's really been amazing being part of this community.
Awesome. Thank you so, Karan, for taking the time today. So let's dive in and get started. And before we dive into the actual product and finding the GTM strategies, I think it will be great if you can just share a bit of the backstory. I think a lot of people would like to know a bit more about who you are, what are you doing, and why did you start with Relyft in the first place?
Yeah. So I did my engineering back in India from SIS Graduate School of Technology, which is in Nerul. So from there, I worked for a couple of companies, worked for Ranks, which is was founded by the co-founders of Dukan. So I worked with those guys. It was another digital marketing product. Then I started my own venture in India. I won't say I failed it, but I was able to successfully invalidate that particular thing. And after that, I keep on doing things. And recently, last year, I came to Canada to do masters in research and analytics. So while doing this, I already have a hunch the privacy is gonna change everything. Like the more privacy we have, the lesser it becomes for anyone to get that data. So I already had that particular hunch. And when I was going through that entire course, I also understand the one part of it, like we are actually spending a lot of time in doing an audience research. Like people are charging around 50 to 60K for one audience, like the report. And they are taking months to get that report. They're doing customer discovery calls, they're doing surveys, then they are doing a lots and lots of like in-person interviews. And there are lots of stuff that goes behind to like create those surveys, like any like you have the reports and all the statistics that come around. It goes lots and lots of data behind that part. But there is another thing that I was aware of, like all those things is being currently talked over social media, and no one practically goes and listen to them. Everyone is talking about things on social media. There are Twitters, LinkedIn, Facebook, everywhere. People are talking about the same thing. Then we are not using this, but getting the same data with all those efforts, manpower goes into it, money goes into it, wherein we are just ignoring the existing data. So I was like, we have the data, why not collect it, analyze it, and present it, and provide the same insights. So then I had this hunch in my head. I started doing the customer discovery calls, created like, we did around like 120 or 130 customer discovery calls. We hold up people, we had 15 minutes calls, question and answers were there, and lots of stuff, including all those things. So after that, I started developing the product, creating everything, keeping all the discovery calls and everything in mind, so that it becomes a product that a user wants, not a product that I want to build. So that's how the journey is for Relyft.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Karan, for taking the time to introduce yourself and sharing some incredible GTM strategies, some of the backstory of Relyft as well. So let's dive into the presentation itself, and then we can walk through the entire product. And I think a lot of people would really benefit once they figure out how easy it is to really find where your customers are hanging out. And I think that's the most important part of business, which is also ignored, and also at the same time I think most of the business owners still find challenge with. So let's dive into it right away.
Yeah, I'm sharing a screen right now. Let me know if it's visible for everyone.
Yeah, it's perfect. I think if you can just make it full screen, I think it will be perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, glad to know it's also backed by NASCOM Startup Hub. That's brilliant. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Over to you.
Yeah. So the basic idea is to like allow everyone to spend time with the audience rather than like searching for them. And there were a few key features like are existent from last year and coming in future as well. If you're an iOS user, like an Apple user, you have seen this screen, which asks you not to track, right? So what does this mean? Like Facebook will not have data that it wants, so it will affect you retargeting your audience. Then it will also affect like Facebook cannot track your ads, so you cannot do anything after that particular thing. So it also leads to increasing in the CPC, or like your CPC goes up. The same thing is being like brought by Google. So Google is also like having a privacy sandbox, which is coming in the next XDK probably, which is both for web and Android app. So they're trying to improve the privacy standards, so less data will be available for any company to analyze. So this way, you like, won't have that data, and data that you get will also be altered in a way which is like more anonymous from what you are used to getting. So to solve this problem, what we are trying to do is we're trying to create an audience research platform wherein you get an in-depth insight for who your audience is, what are they like, and like what can you expect, where are they present, all those things, the hashtag they follow, the websites they go through, the podcast that is talking about that particular thing that you're search about, and many more. So apart from that, we also, like, after we launch a product, we also got some feature requests. Like our users asked us to build it, which was a search listener, wherein like you just go search it on like Google searches is like a practically a gold mine of data. Google actually gets around 8.5 million searches daily. So having that analyzed is one of the good thing that will help you understand what your customer is talking about. So it creates like an entire product use case, first to determine who your audience is, and next to understand what your customer is talking about. So if you guys have any questions regarding till now, let me know, and we can, like, if else we can just start like the walkthrough of entire application.
I think we can probably take up all the questions at the end, because I think a lot of questions will pop up definitely, and plus we'll also walk through some of the older questions that are being asked by a lot of users who dropped in. But meanwhile, I think we can just dive into the actual product itself.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, guys, if anyone of you have any question, please make sure to drop them in the QA section. We'll pick up the best question and we'll be awarding them with a free code or free lift. That's something that we have been doing since its inception at PitchGround, that the best question always gets rewarded. So make sure that you're dropping your question in order to win a chance to get a code.
This screen is visible for everyone, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is our website homepage. So you have to like log in, and if you log in, you are like getting the screen where you have like a pre-research topic for ChatGPT. Plus, you can directly start your audience research in this platform. Before starting a research, we will like walk through all this part of the research. So we have the dashboard where you see everything for audience research. Then we have a specific section for creating an audience research, and same for a search listener. Then we have settings where you find the personal details, where you can change the password, and also set like the default language and location for both audience research and search listener, which make the product more easy to use. Then we have the billing section where you can go upgrade your plans, everything. Third comes the support part. So here, like when we are active, so we will get a notification from Talkto that we are active. Otherwise, you can go and create a ticket for the same. Then the notification part is where you get all the notification regarding the products and any other use cases or any other things that has been there for the account will come here. Then you can directly apply the promo code that you get from PitchGround and upgrade your account directly by redeeming the promo code. That's it for the account overview. Diving right into pitch, doing a research. So, Udit, do you have any like keyword that you want to do a research about, or should I like directly dive?
I think we can probably take like a bunch of keywords, probably in different industry as well, so that we can try and guys drop in your industry and drop in some of the keywords around your industry. Let's take the keywords from our users itself. So guys, let us know, drop in your comments and let us know which keyword should we enter around your industry, so that we can dive and show you more researches around your industry. I think that's probably going to be the best way. I think the just a moment, attendees. Okay, we're sorry guys, the chat was closed. The chat is now open. All of you can now drop a chat. So please drop in your chat and let us know which keyword should we enter. So I think the first keyword is coming in is insurance in Singapore. So let's do insurance to begin with. Meanwhile, guys, everyone else, please drop in your questions or your keywords so that we can dive into all of those queries and show you guys how powerful this software is and can help you figure out a lot of GTM strategies. Yeah, so keywords have started coming in. Again, apologize for the chat being closed. Was really unsure it was not open. We have like more keywords coming. Guys, again, drop in. This is a great opportunity for you guys to understand how to really figure out a market for your industry and how to grow and tap into that particular market. So we have insurance coming in, and there you go. I think there's a lot of like interesting keywords coming in. So
Yeah.
why don't you walk through all of those information around insurance, which was the very first keyword that was given by someone from our community. I think it was Hugh, if I pronounce your name correctly.
So like this is, so it practically takes around 20 seconds to 1 minute, depending on like the size of data we get and how difficult it is to find audience around that particular keywords. So since like we are doing the insurance industry, like I have been doing insurance industry for like past couple of days now myself, searching about this and like helping friends and other people who are in the insurance industry. So this is the overview where you get like top categories, the people are like categories people are following, and top keywords people are using it, and the number of audience we capture for like doing that particular research. Plus, these are the frequently asked questions that we find either in post or people are using it over different media platforms. Then the top social medias are like the top used social media. We have a lots of presences of users across different social media. So this is the top three bifurcation of that. Then the key trends of how things are progressing over web, news, and YouTube. You can find in depth of like the graphical representation of it at the bottom. Moving forward to demographics, like people generally like going through insurance are like more male than female, wherein male has like 55% of it, and female being like 40, around 45,
I
44.5.
think that particular data is so very interesting, and I think there is one more thing that you all can do. If you look at the FAQ section where you see all the questions, there are so many AI writing tools that are floating around. Copy all that question, use any AI writing tool, write the answers, and publish an answer on your blog. Simple. Like it can't get simpler than this. So just call it like, let's say, insurance FAQ. So this is definitely a keyword. A lot of people generally in the industry are asking for that. Compile all the list of questions, write all the answers again. Use any AI writing tool that exists in the industry right now. There are like hundreds of them, whatever you prefer. We're not going to name or specify that use this or use that. Whatever works for you guys, and just create a blog post. It's going to start driving some crazy amount of traffic on a very immediate basis.
So moving forward for demographics is like same with search traffic, how much the organic and paid bifurcation is, the traffic overview, what can you expect from the people who are coming to your websites or any campaign that you're getting, how much time are they spending on like the average page visits and everything, you get it from here. You also get an age bifurcation, like 25 to 34 is like 37% people are from this particular age group. Then the marketing channels bifurcation, like the topics that they are interested in, which are other like adjacent market that you can, the same age, like the audience are in that particular topics.
Oh, I love the age category. I think this is such a goal of part alone, because what I generally feel is that, especially if you're a performance marketer, the one thing that you're always wondering is which age group to really target. While you are just wondering, and you might have to spend at least like a couple of grands, or at least like up to 5 grands before you start seeing which age group is really performing. I think if we start just getting this data on the basis of data and the APIs that are being used to derive all of these data being put over here, we can just start targeting them right away. So it's very interesting to see that in Singapore, the more age group from 25 to 34 is the one that's highest in terms of looking for insurance right now in Singapore. It's just very interesting as a data, because I generally thought like it's people about that age who will be more interested in insurance. But I think with so much fintech and contents coming up, I think young people who are just kind of like diving into work, I think they're kind of like just looking and has shown interest in insurance and insurance as a product. That's very interesting.
And this is the like the presence bifurcation, like on what platform is the audience bifurcated. So if you're targeting a specific platform to run ads, or doing like is WhatsApp marketing a good way to look at it or not. So you also have that kind of data to use it in your own marketing campaigns. So then comes like the country overview. So Singapore has like 78% of the data since we did this like search for that particular location, Singapore. Plus, there are also people who are interacting with the users inside Singapore. Like if I'm in Canada right now and like Udit is in India, so we are like practically commenting on each other post. So that's data also coming around. Like people also in US are commenting on those posts or vice versa. So that's the category overview that we have of the audience that we captured. Then the sentiment analysis is more like the data that is there, they are posting in the messages, comments, and everything is the message sentiments. The higher the sentiment is, the positive impact in the society, like the more positive the feedback is, the lower the sentiment, like it's a negative minus something. People are talking like bad about that particular part. So that's how it is. Same goes for bios. People have their own bios for LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and everything. Those bios are also directly analyzed by the NLP. We recently changed the NLP to make it more performant, to improve the performance of the NLP sentiment score.
Now
So
this is gold mine. I absolutely love this data.
So this is the demographics overview of like what demographics you get of your audiences. Then diving into the text insights. So if you're doing like analysis of what people are writing about that particular industry, they're more into like current laws, maybe current laws in insurance, that particular keywords might be there. Offices all running for hire, private insurance, life insurance, heal insurance. So these are like the phrases that were extracted from all the posts or anything that we came across. Same goes with the words. The value is directly proportionate to the similarity with the context that's getting around this particular topic. So the higher the value, the more resonating the context is for that particular keyword. It's same with like keywords in bio, hashtags, and CPC keywords. Like these are the hashtags people are using, these are the word phrases people are using in the post. So if you want, you can directly search it around. You also have quick links to explore the trends, Google searches, Twitter searches, Facebook, and across all different platforms. Moving forward to websites. So these are the websites that you can practically go to publish your content on. Like if you're doing a PR for this kind of audience, so this audience is listening, like engaging with these publishers. So you can use them to directly publish your articles to get a high engagement. Plus the top websites that we found on this particular, like any post or anything. So these are the
But
websites.
there is a question that's coming in. So there were some mentions about Washington earlier. So why is that?
Which
If the location was Singapore, I think it was in overview. I think.
demographics?
Yeah, I think so. No, I think it was in overview section. Yeah, somewhere over here, I think someone had mentioned that this Washington. Maybe you can do a quick Control F, maybe, to see where the Washington. Yeah,
So
there.
companies in insurance companies in Washington. So this is like suggestions that we found when we did a Google search. So there comes like a suggested keywords when you do a Google search. It's the same platform.
So I think it's most likely why it's happening is that a lot of people from Singapore might be looking for insurance company in Maryland or Washington. That could be the probable reason, right? Because so for example, even though I'm sitting in India, I could be looking out for information about some company in US or some company in Europe. And what the system is doing is it's trying to understand based on various APIs that what are the searches that's happening from Singapore. So apparently people are looking for this in US, they're looking for Maryland and they're looking for Washington. So that's the data it's showing. So again, that's why it's showing that it kind of like surprises you why people are looking for something like this. So that's the whole point of using softwares like these that will help you to truly understand on the basis of data that these are just data that you and I cannot deny, but we just have to trust that this is data that's available for you and you got to make decisions based on that.
Then moving forward to hidden gems. So here the people who are talking about this particular thing was social media, like Twitter and everything, about the topic insurance, and everything is tied up to it. So here we don't have we are using like Twitter to display all those data here, and we don't have like an ability to bifurcate the users because of the privacy concerns, like just to display location-based data for Twitter itself. So that's one of the concerns here we have right now. So we'll be like fixing that part very soon. It's because of the limitation with Twitter API we have, nothing else. So we have raised that concerns with Twitter and trying to figure out that part soon.
Got it. So I think there was also one question around, wait just a second. Yeah, so there was a question around, is it very similar to Answer the Public? In fact, Answer the Public features are coming very soon inside the platform.
It's already integrated.
Oh, it's there. Okay, perfect. So there you go. That's already there, guys.
So we will come to that part, which is like a search listener. So after this, we will practically come to that person. Then we have the podcast. People are listening to in Singapore. Which are podcast people are listening?
This is very interesting.
Yeah.
I think people can probably like scrape this data, get the data. Is there any download feature available over here in terms of just this particular report if people want?
So we are coming up with a download like export data report for audience research, but we have the export data for like search listener right now.
Got it. I think because this will be very helpful, because once you get this data, I think one thing that can additionally be helpful over here, if you can find the host name and if possible their email address, because what can happen after this is I can get the data and I can just shoot a cold email asking them, would you be interested in inviting me to your podcast? Because then it opens up so much doors and opportunity. I feel this can be like absolute gold mine.
Yeah. So we will be coming to that part very soon. So we are also integrating lots and lots of feature inside it, making things even like more accurate, more right for helping user to use it. And yeah, so moving forward for the listen, so that's in for like the audience research part of it. So we'll be moving forward with the search listener, which is the tool which is more similar to what Answer the Public is, but we have like more data inside it than what Answer the Public has. So if you guys are okay with it, we'll be doing the same insurance.
Yeah, let's use the same keyword. Then we'll go to a lot of other keywords that users have posted, so we can walk through all of them very quickly. So let us complete the insurance for all of you guys. And then we have gotten a lot of other keywords as well. We'll walk through a lot of those keywords for you, for all of you, to show you the power of this tool and how this tool is truly developing. And again, there's so much more amazing opportunity with this specific tool. I would highly recommend, do not miss out. It's an absolute crazy of no-brainer of a tool. We've already awarded this as a no-brainer tool of the month. So not even like bother to miss this thing out.
So we did like a search listener for insurance keyword. We already found out around like 4,500 keywords. So it is bifurcated depending on like what the keyword is. Is it a suggested keywords for like insurance for travels, best travel insurance, or is it a questions? All those things. So we have the bifurcation for each and individual keyword that it goes to. Plus, there are some interesting factors in it. So we have tagged the data like a top 3. What top 3 means is more like when you do you get a suggestion from Google, is that particular keyword coming in the top 3 suggestions or not? So because those are the suggestions which is like more practically clicked on, and you need that data to make that decision now. So you also get like filter on based on topics if you want, like insurance based. So these are the like topics that we generated based on the number of keywords we got, and you can filter it out to see that those particular keyword are in that particular policies and all that. You can also add intents to it, like if it is like a high intent or pre-purchase intent or post-purchase intent comparison. Then so in here we have a trend. So which is more like the comparison between the last month and the current month. So if the trend is like positive increasing, that's it's like that particular keyword is exploding right now. So you get that data, you can filter it out with like, if you just want to see positive trends, everything positive will come. Then competition, how high the competition you want, volume, CPC, like they're all self-explanatory. We also have like another feature in here, which is like the mode of this particular report. You can toggle between the simple and all, like the advanced mode. In simple mode, you just have like the volume, trend, competition, CPC, sparkline. Sparkline is like the trend that is being followed for a couple of months from now, before now. So is it been increasing or decreasing, that kind of thing? So if you move to the advanced mode, you can see the visibility of this particular keyword. What visibility is like. So the quality assurance being present across how many categories? Is it present in suggestions, question, comparison, preposition, and related? So that is like the visibility of it. Like if it is coming across 3 different categories, like we have found this keyword present in 3 different categories, that's the reason it's there. Then we have like C-square. C-square is like a collective count. So we did all the comprehensive like searches for that particular keyword, and how many times did you find that keyword in Google suggestions? Like, did we find it for like 3 times we found this keyword present coming in the suggestions, or did you just find it for 1 time? That way. So you can see like this particular do insurance company insure themselves, like was found 7 times when we did our own research, when we generated this report. Plus you also have like the high bid, low bid, CPC around it, and the competition. Like this is like one of the gold mine that we have with us. Like this is in the top 3. This is like we came across 7 times when we did our own research.
Wow.
So you can practically use this keyword in the insurance, create content, but you also have the volume factor, which is currently low for this keyword, but it has increased 100%. So it may increase in future. So
I think this is very important to also understand the trend, because I think this is something that a lot of people miss out. They wonder what type of content to create. And if you can just catch up on the trend and create the content early, Google rewards you for better ranking, even if you are a brand new website, if you don't have a lot of backlinks. But if you are the first one to kind of like catch up on the trend and post the content first, Google definitely rewards you for that piece of content. Because if other sites starts making those content, there's also a big chance that you might also end up getting a lot of backlinks, because someone probably found good information on your website, and generally the first 3 pages generally that's ranking for any specific keyword, they also attract a lot of organic backlinks. So it kind of like benefits you in a lot of way.
Yeah. Then the last part of it is that you can practically filter out by searching for themselves. Like, I just want insurance to be there in this particular keyword. So I just search INS, and everything should be like having INS present in that keyword, in the keywords.
Awesome. I think let's just let's just walk through rest of the suggestions as well, the questions and suggestions, and then we can probably like pick up all the questions.
Yes. The suggestion part will only have the suggestions part of the keyword. Like we tagged each and every keyword with multiple tags. So suggestion is the category of that particular keyword, like best insurance suggestions, then best insurance deals. So this will categorize all the keywords that comes under a suggestions kind of category. Similarly with questions. So here, any questions like why insurance company, and all will be categorized in this particular part. Same with comparison. Like, is it comparison, like insurance and registration, insurance versus reinsurance? Then prepositions part of it, same with related. And another last part, maybe the export part, where directly you can export the entire thing and use it for your own. Like, I like to do this here, where I'm practically sorting it, the entire table for C2 in descending order right now. So you get to know all those things. You get you get an Excel that you can use later on. You can share it with any content writer, content creators that you do want to give this access for, like platform access to. Plus, if you want to give like the entire access to this report, you want to give them this particular platform, just click on the share button. The link will automatically be copied. You can directly share it with anyone and they can access the same thing that you have created without like even having going and creating an account.
Awesome.
That's it. So let's move to the
Awesome.
second.
Yeah, I think we can probably take up like more keywords and more things. So let me just check out some of the comments again, guys. If you want us to cover anything, do let us know. So there is one coming in from Anuj is asking, just wanted to know, does it work with all kinds of product or is it only for it works with any product, Anuj? You just need to enter a specific keyword around your industry and rest Relyft does all the magic. Next question is, according to any keyword, how do you find the exact traffic coming from top countries? We have already shown that, Wimply, how to do that. Then Roy is asking, can you probably show something around sportswear? So maybe we can pick up like some kind of like,
Nice.
yeah, we can probably do, let's say like Nike football or something like that, right? Like buy football, for an example.
So should we do research first?
Yeah, I think we can start with research. So let's take like the most randomest industries, so that we can show people the power of the product.
So we will do buy football. Then let's go to one in maternity sector.
Is it possible to add in like comma and add in like more keywords in the same audit, or is it you can only enter like one keyword per audit?
One keyword per audit. But in listener, we have an additional facility, which is more like you can use stars, like best for stars. So it's kind of a wildcard search feature.
Got it.
Yeah. So let's do one more in like a maternity site, like.
Sure. I think let's just enter more. So someone is asking about money management as a keyword. I think that's a good keyword. Let's add that. Then another one is I have one client who owns a sports named, can check with current desired output. Again, it's a sports industry. Let me just quickly check the website to see what kind of sports wares are they selling. So they're selling cricket bats. So cricket bats, sports shoes, jerseys. I think we can probably type in like buy a cricket jersey or buy football jersey. I think let's enter after money management. We can enter one more keyword. Buy cricket jersey. So can we like just keep entering the keywords meanwhile, or is it like just one at a time?
It will take more time to then perform the researches. So
yeah, I think that's completely fine. We can just enter them. There's another keyword that's coming in. It's buy cricket jersey.
Yeah.
No, I think we should probably add the word buy in the beginning, maybe, or you just want to enter keyword jersey as a broad.
Buy cricket jersey.
Yeah, or we can just enter cricket jersey. I think we will probably get more keywords.
I already entered buy cricket jersey.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Then let's also do some listener part of it.
Yeah, so you can add that. I'll probably take up some more from our users meanwhile. Guys, if you have any other keywords, drop in the comments so that we can take up. Again, we are taking up all of these queries based on what you guys are telling us and not what we want. So this way, you can see that we're doing all the research and showing you the power of the tool and how you can use right tools to really truly figure out a right GTM strategy. It's all about figuring out where to go and where to sell. That's what GTM strategy in a nutshell means. That where is the audience? That's why it stands for go to market. So there were some people who were asking what's the full form of GTM and what GTM means. It means go to market. Where do you go and sell? Where do you go and market? If you know that market, it's basically known as a go to market, that this is where my audience is. And one very important thing that you need to always understand, Go and sell where your audience is and not where your competitors are. Never ever forget this one statement in your life. This is going to help you to make and grow a lot faster. So meanwhile, while the searches are happening and while we're getting the data, again, drop in if you have any other, we'll probably like add them and we'll take like maybe 3, 4 more questions. I'll try to keep the keywords a little more specific to the industry rather than like making it too broad, because if the question is way too broad, if the query is way too broad, then you'll get like pretty broad data. So probably come down and narrow it down, just like we have money management, we have like cricket jersey, we have like football. So this will give you a lot more like specific data points so far. There's one more query coming in. It's known as reduced face wrinkles. This is an interesting one. This is like completely into healthcare and wellness and skill care. Reduce face wrinkles. Yes, we are taking queries from YouTube as well. So we're tracking all the platforms. So wherever you are, doesn't matter. Stop in your queries. Happy to take in. We're happy to show you, walk through. Yeah, we're here for you guys to help you build your GTM strategy. So there's an interesting question coming in for you, Karan.
Yeah.
Are you planning to add any sort of like column sorting?
For?
I'm probably assuming comments or column sorting probably means that they would not want like certain columns or like the ascending and descending, or you would want to have like certain filters that I want data from like X to Y only. So I think it's probably around that.
So for like, we have that for listeners, so we can sort ascending to descending for trends, competitions, CPC. But that feature will be soon present on research part of it, like the audience research part of it. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's dive in and let's see what do we get. Yeah, ascending and descending Noel is already there. It's already out. So you can already do that as you saw. So we have the listener part coming in for buy cricket already. So maybe we can dive in while the research part is still going on. So there's some very interesting stuff going on right from the keywords. So cricket wireless phones for sale. This is interesting.
We kind of did like a wildcard search for buy cricket, wherein like we added star at the end, which means like anything that comes after can be valid. Like,
got it.
So you understand like what people can try to search, even though if like it's not related to just starting with buy keyword.
This is very interesting. And cricket wireless phones for sale. This is interesting. I didn't even know something like this existed.
And even the competition is like 97.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, it's interesting that something like this exists. Like, I didn't even know. Best Buy cricket phones. There are like cricket specific phones available.
I don't know. Not that I know about.
People are searching for it. This is so interesting. This is what GTM is about, you know, that it can surprise you the kind of things that people are looking for, where they're looking for. It's just so very interesting. Like someone who watches cricket, like not that regularly, but still like watches here and there. It's very interesting to see such kind of keywords being searched by users. So this is like one of the most common questions for you, Karan. How does this tool compare with SparkToro?
So to be frank, like I don't see SparkToro or Answer the Public as our competitor, because we practically see ourselves creating a new category altogether. But comparing with SparkToro, and the main difference with us and SparkToro is more like we are getting all the data live. SparkToro is building their own database, their own users, so they have that limitation for what people are not searching about.
Also, there's one more major difference. SparkToro is not on LTD. Relyft is on LTD. So make sure you grab that. We'll be talking about it at the very end. But yeah, I think there are a lot of like interesting stuff. What about the research? Like, did the research happen, or is it still happening at the moment?
It's still happening at the moment. We will probably like will go off the screen to check if there is something wrong or not. But
Got it. So how
like,
much time does it generally takes for like an average research?
so for an average research, so for the first research, like the insurance industry we took about, so it took around like 20 seconds, but an average it should take around like a minute, but it's probably been like 10 minutes. So I'll probably go and check if there is something wrong behind it or not.
Got it.
Plus, yeah. So coming back to the differences with us, like the Relyft and SparkToro is, so when you're trying to understand your industry, you do that research to get that data that you can use for current and the future use cases. But building a database doesn't make sense now, because you're having a data which is like a historical data. And that would make, so if I'm crawling the data, storing with me, and I have done that for like last month, so that data is valid for last month, not currently.
No, absolutely. It makes no sense, because data gets old very quickly as well. So there's like new stuffs coming in all the time. So
Yeah.
Kevin is saying, can we please speak a little slower so that you can understand? Okay, let's try to just slow down on our words so that.
Yeah, so that everyone understands it. So, and if you are trying to do anything in B2C sector, the problem is the mindset of the people, the trend, it changes every now and then.
Absolutely, I 100% agree with you, especially with so many similar products coming in the market. I think people often get like confused with regards to what's going on. And I think with influencer marketing, like on the verge of rising, especially on the platforms like Instagram, I think it's also like very critical to understand what sort of keywords to use. And I think one of the most underrated strategies when it comes to selling any B2C or D2C stuff on Instagram is use your competitors' hashtag, because it's all about discovery. And I'm not sure why people don't do it. You don't need to be stubborn. Just use your competitors' hashtag, who have spent all the money in the world to build a brand. Just use that hashtag, because there's no policy anywhere that you cannot use the hashtag, right? So just use the hashtag. That will help you with the discovery right away. And that's going to be a lot more specific. And this is very helpful if those brands are paying to big influencers, because those big influencers will always include the brand hashtag as a keyword so that they can try to get those more and more people to talk about that particular hashtag, and more people will use it. Because the moment anyone starts following that hashtag, that's free marketing for that particular brand for the rest of their life, as long as a specific user is following them. So I think that part is like extremely critical. So make sure that anytime you find, and anytime you're doing any D2C, or anytime you're posting in Instagram in general, see some of your competitors, what they're doing, and try to post and try to use that hashtag in your post. It's going to help you massively, like big time. Meanwhile, while Karan is just quickly checking the amount of requests, because we're also running like a freebie for this. So the amount of requests that's coming in right now is crazy. And while Karan just takes a look at it very quickly, I'm just going to quickly share my screen with you guys. So check it out, guys. You can head to pitchground.com/product/Relyft. Again, we'll be coming back and showing you all the data points as well, and we'll walking through. But meanwhile, you can go Relyft and you can grab the product for absolutely free at no cost. You get up to like 25 searches per month. So if you're someone who's just starting out, we like worked on this exclusive plan for you guys so that you can get started for free, absolutely free. You don't need to even pay anything. Just head over here and start using the product right now. We don't know how many codes are left right now at the moment. So if you are on the verge, just go and grab it right now. It's absolutely free. And if you think that you would need something constantly, you would need a lot of keywords. And if you want to like just keep on growing, then I would highly encourage you to grab like one of the paid plans. Tools similar in the market, which are like 3 or 4 different tools combined, will probably cost you anywhere from like $200-300 per month. So that's approximately like $4,000 a year. You can pretty much end up like saving about like the $4,000 a year, which is $4,000 a year, by buying this on a lifetime deal. If you're an agency, there were questions around agencies. This is an absolute no-brainer of a plan for you, because you get unlimited searches per month. It's unlimited, ridiculous searches per month. So you're no longer restricted with regards to any kind of keyword restrictions or the number of keywords that you want to track, or if you are working on a lot of industry as well, you can do that. So with regards to that, Karan, I have like one specific question. Is it possible to create some sort of folders? And inside that we can just put in all the keywords, because right now I saw that all the cards were like out there. But if I just want to like organize myself, would it be possible to create like some sort of folders or tagging system where I can just add a tag? But I think folder or tags, either one of them would work out, where I can just organize myself. Because if I'm running an agency and if I'm working with 10 different clients, I can just like create 10 different folders on 10 tags for each of those companies, so that I can just sort the data.
Yeah. So we will be adding like all the features. We can add a tag feature where you can directly filter out tags,
Right.
and then you can practically use the tags for like tags will be practically like a folders then.
Absolutely. That's why I suggested, because there's also a possibility that usually one brand, especially let's say if we're talking about any D2C brand, they might have products in different categories, and they would want to create like tags for every category, because the searches for every category would be different. So let's say that if you are a garment company, you might be selling t-shirts, you might be selling caps, you might be selling underwears, you might be selling like shorts, and you might be selling like caps. So you might be selling like 5 different category of products, and you just want to segment all of them, because the searches, trends, usage of users, and the user behavior for all of them would be like quite different. So I think that tagging system would just like help out in general. But guys, again, do not miss this out, please. This is a gold mine. If you get such data-driven product, please do not miss it out by any means, because this will save you time and will make you money instantly, will help you to generate sales instantly. And in a matter of just a couple of sales, you'll be able to get that money back, right? You'll be able to make that investment back. Tools like these have never come on Lifetime Deal ever. So it's a rare opportunity for all of you guys to really tap in, grab a tool like this, use this as an opportunity to truly grow your brand and truly understand where your users are lying, and just go out there and start marketing over there. This can help you with performance marketing. This can help you understand brand track. Also, another thing that you can do, which is something that we did not talk about, Karan, is using your brand, your competitor's brand as a keyword. Use that and understand where your competitors are marketing. Where are they selling? Who are buying? Who are talking about them on social media? You get all of that data point right at your fingertips. That is so helpful. Like, you can use it as a very detailed competitor analysis tool as well. So for example, just go to one of the top players in your industry and just figure out everything about them. What are they doing? Where are they selling? Which audience? What is the age group that they're selling to? And this way, when you're also doing performance marketing, you can just use all of those data points to laser focus target, and also save a lot of money in terms of ad spend, but also improve your ROS. And these are the strategies where you improve your ROS, which is return on ad spending. So please use these. Karan, meanwhile, where are you? And can we like reshare and get back, or do you need like a few more minutes?
Like a minute tops.
Perfect. Meanwhile, I'll just take up like some more questions. Let's see. We have already taken insurance as a question. Rishabh, you spoke about WhatsApp marketing. We'll be taking that in just a moment. Jacob is saying, do you have data worldwide, or you strongest in popular countries? The data is worldwide, Jacob. You just enter and it's going to show up data wherever the users are in general. You also have the option for selecting country, so you get more like country-based data. The next question is, do you have knowledge base to explain what all jargons means, such as C-square, comp, etc.? I think that's a great question, Karan. You can probably create like some sort of knowledge base to talk about some of the abbreviations, because I think a lot of things could be a little new for people. I was actually surprised that a lot of people did not know about the word GTM. I was actually like really very surprised, but then again, these abbreviations are getting common now, but still it's pretty new for a lot of people. So I think if you can just like create a small post or some knowledge base with all of these information, just explaining the jargons in general, I think that will help out a lot of people.
Yeah, we are creating a lot of content this month, creating use cases, how to use the platform, what's the right way. And so it's practically a research-based platform. The more you research, the more you get data. And
Perfect.
the one thing my professor used to say when I was like in doing the masters was like, there is nothing known as enough research.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
More data is less data.
Yeah.
So again, coming down to the next question, Arun is asking, what is the limit of 1,000 audience tracker, top 1,000 audience research, and 50 text highlights mean in Plan D?
So coming to all the products we have, so we have in plan, like currently we already launched 2 of the features. We have 2 more features in line, which is like an audience tracker and a search alert. So what audience tracker is more like, so when you do an audience research, audience tracker will automatically keep on doing the audience research for you and give you the trend analysis for that particular keyword. So you don't have to keep on doing a research again and again and analyze it manually now. Like earlier, it was if we take like the gender bifurcation, earlier it was like 55%, now it's going to 57%. Then which means like the male category is like increasing. So you get that insights from audience tracker. So it keeps on continuously tracking you by doing continuous audience research. Same thing with search like alerts. So what search alerts will do is like if they find any new keyword from the corpus or the database, so they will practically notify you over email. So we're also integrating a push notification for any browsers. So you can enable the push notification, and once it's done, so it will notify you any keyword changes, like has the keyword increased the ranking, like from the top 3, is it like it was not in top 3, has it come in the top 3 part of it, or like has the volume increases for those particular keywords. So this
Perfect.
2 are in the lineup right now. So we will be like coming to it as soon as possible. We want to make it live as soon as possible.
Right. So I have one more suggestion for you, Karan, and it also ties up to the next question, where Michael is asking, can we embed this data for client report? So I think what we can possibly do, Karan, is for the agency plan, which is the top plan, is it possible to add the ability to upload my agency logo, for example, where the moment I do that, and if I export the report, it will add my company agency logo into it, and then it will export the data with that. So what's going to happen with this is that it enables agencies as an option that, look, here is the GTM report that we have created for you guys. So let us know how to begin with. And generally, by the way, GTM reports are sold for over $40,000, just to let you guys know. And I'm not making this up. I'll also show you to prove that. Just a moment. I'll share some of the top players in the industry and how much they're charging. Let me just quickly share my screen. So you guys know this is pretty crazy. This is a big problem. So this platform, this site known as GTM Partners, they're pretty huge. And if you look around, here are the 15 reasons why they say like go to market is broken. And if you look, everything relates to this one thing, which is you not knowing your customers. And their starting package is $50,000. It starts at 50K. Again, we're not making up, right? Again, I'll just hit a refresh button. So if you see, they start with 50K. This is a whole crazy industry. People pay money to figure out how to go and sell. So we're not making this up. And this is why startups fail in general, because they don't know where to go and where to sell. And they end up burning all of their money on just 2 things, which is either influencer marketing or performance marketing. That's it. You cannot figure out your GTM by spending money on performance marketing. I call that absolutely stupid. Like, that's just burning capital, right? Do not do that. The most effective ways of creating businesses to figure out where your customers are. And today there are tools available that can help you figure out that data. So use the data points to understand. And this is where I just wanted to show you guys, because I remember some of the people when I shared this, that GTM strategies reports, they sell and they start for like 50K for a single report just to begin with. Some people like laughed off. They said that's not possible. I just showed you guys live, right? With the website, you can go and check it out yourself. It's just crazy.
I know companies are paying around 60K for like creating like this, getting that particular reports, like audience reports or market research report. Like
Absolutely.
I know companies
It's just
who are
ridiculous.
paying 60K. for it.
No, it's ridiculous. And it, at the same time, it makes sense as well because people and companies are not able to figure out where to go and sell. They have built a product, but they don't know where to go and sell. So this is why it's very important to get this data point. And again, if you can use this, you can start creating reports and start charging $500 or $1,000 for small size companies and just send them the report. And it'll hardly take what, like 15, 20 minutes to prepare all the report inside Relyft and put up your, and there you go. You just go ahead and start selling. So again, there is opportunity, right? Use this opportunity for your own startup. If you're running an agency, you can even add this at the top of the layer to attract a client. So for example, if you are about to close, so let's say that if you have a lead, a high ticket size client, which is probably going to fetch you 20K, 30K a year, tell them, I'm going to give you a GTM strategy for free, tell you where to sell, how to sell if you close this contract today. This offer is valid only for the next 3 days. You create that FOMO and once, and again, put it up in a way that, look, you sign the contract and we will send you the report within next 4 days. Don't send it right away or else it's going to look like pretty crazy that, hey, like, how did you get all this data in a matter of like minutes, right? Delay that. This is a sales and this is a strategy. So delay it for 3 days and then send the report to them. When they see the report, it's going to blow their mind that they would know that you are the right person for the job. You are the right agency for the job because you have done the right research. And data is your friend, by the way. Data is something that you can rely on. Don't trust anyone else. Don't even trust your friend, but do trust data, right? Because data is always right. Whether I could be wrong over here, but data is always going to be right. So make sure that you use this data point as an opportunity for yourself to close in more clients and at the same time for your own startup as well. So we have been using it very, very aggressively nowadays to figure out GTM for every single SaaS company that's launching on PitchGround. It helps us with the keywords, performance marketing, and a lot of other things initially, because there are just so many crazy number of tools that's coming out that it gets very overwhelming for us to like truly figure out where to go and sell. So Relyft has been like a great boon for us with regards to just figuring out that initial bit of the things where now our research time has gone down by almost 98%. So again, trust the data, right? You know, like data is everything. Data is something that you can believe in. So that's what I would do. I would not trust my friend, but I would trust if the data says, you know. So again, jokes apart, Karan, back to you. Over to the researches. Let's go and dive in and show some of the researches to people based on the keyword that you guys have suggested in the comments.
So for like the buy football, you have like the entire research right now. You can see YouTube is like the one of the most trending platform for buy football. People see people playing football. Maybe that's the more reason having an ads running on YouTube, targeting those users might be a good sense. Plus, yeah, going to demographics, like, yeah, we already know like male will be more higher than female when it comes to like sports and playing football. But like here we have like an interesting category, which is like paid is more. Like we did a last research for insurance, it was like 8%. Here, like a paid referrals, like traffic share is more for the buy keyword football.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like this alone, I also feel that this can be actually used in the ideation stage as well. If you are, if you have, let's say, a bunch of 10 ideas that you want to explore, what do you want to sell? Just go and like slap those keywords inside this to just figure out which is a good market. I think this is amazing, especially during the ideation stage itself, because you're getting all the data that you want. And I think like the buy football keyword trend is pretty low in US right now. I saw the search is going down, which was also very interesting, which means that don't go and sell football in United States. I think it was down. Yeah, there you go. So the searches is going down. It's by almost 10%, which is India is going up, right? There's like a lot of fans in India right now. So it's just very interesting.
And this was like been made, like this research was been generated for US market, to be frank.
No, that's what I'm telling you. It's very interesting. Yeah. Mexico is going up. Mexico is bound to go up. Then Australia, Greece is going down drastically. Philippines is going down drastically. That's pretty interesting as insights.
same with text and size, what people are searching for.
We should probably search for Manchester United to see whether we can buy the stocks or not right now. Jokes apart. Because if we see the trends going up, if we can get the data to see where people are talking, we can probably like buy some stocks and keep it. If
Same
this is,
for, maybe same
by the
for
way,
cricket.
full disclosure, I'm a Manchester United fan, so this was like a complete joke around what's going to happen, what's happening in the club at the moment. But yeah, I think there are like crazy stuff that's going around at the moment. I think this is just brilliant, because you get like so many amazing stuff, so many hidden gems, and again the podcast and everything. I think this is like goldmine of a data that's available. Maybe you can go to some other keywords as well that's being searched upon, and then we can probably add in some more keywords from you guys that you guys have dropped in the comments, and then we can take rest of the questions.
So, yeah. Same with this one. Like if you directly move to bifurcation, here, like the organic is way too high.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So this means that do not spend money on ads if you want to like have a better conversion.
Yeah.
The search is very high. This is interesting.
We can also create like if we want registration because listener for this one.
Yeah, I think this will be pretty interesting to see. I think you guys can use this, especially for SEO purposes as well.
Yeah.
So I see a bunch of questions already. So use these questions, use any AI writing tool, just create one article around all the questions answered. So that alone will start driving a crazy amount of traffic.
Nice. So we in phrases we have like reduce wrinkles, anti-aging, face moisturizer, fine line. This is nice.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. So I think the hashtag use is going to be pretty interesting. Because
specific podcast for reduce face wrinkles.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is why, like, when you're doing podcast, you'll probably have to do like skincare or something more broader to get that. I don't think anyone will just create a podcast for face wrinkles. That's just way too niche. I don't think people will even bother listening.
Yeah. So
I think this is pretty helpful. This is really very helpful to get like all the influencers so that you can just like reach out to them and pitch them and ask them to kind of like promote or collaborate. I think this is where the opportunity comes in. You get all the data in your hand, which otherwise you would require like a data analyst to do all of these things and save money. The data analysts are ridiculously expensive. If you just like search for the average salary of data analysts in India, I think it's probably around like $20,000 in India alone. That's a bare minimum. If you're talking about United States, it's about $100,000. It's a six-figure USD job.
Yeah.
It's minimum of $100,000. I'm saying it's $100,000 if you're living in probably like a tier 2 city of United States. If it's tier 1 city, it's probably like a mid of six figures probably.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not making it up. You can Google all of these things and you can see it's crazy. The opportunity is crazy. So data is everything, guys. When it comes to online, if you take data-driven decision, chances of you going wrong is very, very, very low in general. So that's the opportunity. The tool is pretty crazy. Let's go to like a couple of other keywords. And guys, if you have any other keywords, please drop them in right now. We'll take two more keywords. We'll add that and show the data to you guys before we sort of like try to wrap things up and take up rest of the questions. So there's one more interesting keyword coming in for you, Karan. It's a hair transplant and dental implant.
So we will take
either one of them and we can take one keyword from someone else. So Saurabh, if you can just let us know which keyword do you want us to take, hair implant or dental implant, very quickly, we can add that. Okay, let's go with hair implant, Saurabh is saying, and then Noel is saying to use the keyword climate change. Very interesting. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's transplant, TRANS. Yeah, PLANT. And climate change. So Jamil was asking, can we export the report in CSV, Karan?
So for search listener, yes, you can directly export it on the button top here. But we are adding the export feature for all the listeners, like all the audience research that we are doing right now. Till then, like let's dive into other, like hair transplant is already done.
Yeah, let's go to
So,
hair transplant and then we can go to
or money management.
we can go with hair transplant and then we can go to money management meanwhile climate change is already happening. So he said to check that in India and not in US.
Ah.
So I think this is probably where you can probably have an option, Karan, where we can select like maybe multiple countries or things like that at the time of running the report, maybe because one country at a time could be like too restricting. So that will just
Climate.
make it a lot more easier for people.
Yeah.
There you go. So while the searches are happening for India, maybe we can just quickly check money management as a keyword until then, because Saurabh is specifically looking for things in India itself. So we can just have that quick check while hair transplant is still ongoing at the moment. I think hair transplant in
India
India is done now. Perfect. So
it's also interesting to see that, like, if you see in US, the LinkedIn has a traffic of like 31%, but in India, the Reddit is the more.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. And Reddit is very underrated as a platform.
Yeah, Reddit is way too underrated. Like, but it drives a lot of traffic.
The thing with Reddit is that you have to be like 1000% extra careful. If you go and promote, the moment you do that, people will sniff you from like 100 miles away and will blast you publicly, right? You have to be very, very careful when it comes to Reddit. Reddit is crazy. Like it's just crazy. I've been like putting up contents on Reddit lately. I have to be very careful, like very, very careful. People go and search your entire history since the time you like gave birth, and they would dig in every information to make sure that you are the right guy, or if you're wrong, they'll rip you apart. It's amazing though. It's amazing, that brings in a lot of high quality people in the community. So that's very good. So there is Karan. So Jamil is saying that maybe if you can just like turn up your volume for your mic. I think your volume is a little low, so I think maybe people are finding it a little hard to listen to you. Jamil, maybe you might, like pump up. Sorry?
Am I audible right? Like, is
Yeah,
it
you're
good right
audible,
now?
but maybe you can just like if you can pump up your volume a bit, I think that will be helpful.
Let me just disconnect this mic and wear an headphone. Is it good?
Yeah, this is way better. I think you're far more audible now.
So I will probably reduce my pace of talking so that it's more understandable for Jimmy. I know I have an issue. Like I sometimes talk too fast and people have trouble understanding what I'm saying. Sorry for that.
We've also switched on the captions for all of you. So I hope that should help many of you.
So moving forward for this head transplant, I think we can open it side by side. So this is head transplant in like US, and this is head transplant in India. So in US, like females are like higher percentage, but in India, it's like almost even.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Also in like in US,
where do you really want to focus in? And organic is pretty crazy. And I think that makes a lot of sense as well because people would generally believe on the contents first because it's a big decision. Hair transplant is a big decision for so many people because it can be life-changing moment for anyone. So I definitely feel like people would go and search for content. So generally, I think that it's very important that if you are focusing on certain kind of industry where it's a life-changing event for someone, do focus on contents first because it will help them to understand the process or the keywords, or maybe we can just go into like we can probably add this in listener as well, and we can see some of the questions and contents that people are looking for, and I think that will be pretty helpful for many people.
That's good for India.
I think there's one more suggestion that I can give you is probably add in like a default country. So
Yeah, we
that will
have
be pretty
in settings. You can
got it.
set default countries.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just go back and see if this is done.
This is India.
Perfect. So there you
And
go, guys.
also in US, like the paid traffic is way too less than what is in India.
Right.
And then the presence is completely different than what's in India. We have like in the US, like LinkedIn here, but in India we don't have LinkedIn and Instagram. Strange. India is like the traffic is like way too less. People are more in US for hair transplant.
Which is interesting again.
Let's see, we have podcasts for hair transplants. Nice.
I think we can just start giving the data of the host and email. I think this can be a great opportunity to land into some sort of like influencer marketing, collaboration, shout outs. A lot of different opportunities can possibly like kick in.
So we can directly redirect you guys to the host, but getting like where the practically this podcast has been hosted directly to that particular page, but getting email address like won't be aligned with our privacy pledge. So we already took a privacy pledge wherein like we are not storing any person's individual's data on a database, maybe like email address or anything. So that's the reason like we don't have any user information on a platform.
Got it. Perfect. Sounds great. So I think we can probably move to a lot of these questions now, Karan, because I think we're kind of running out of time. So let's just take up all the questions so that we can help people make better decision around the tools if they want. So the next question coming in is in Plan D, is there a capability of white labeling for agencies? Any option for client account to see what we would like them to see? I think right now, Harun, the best way is to just export the report and slap in your logo. I think that's one thing that Karan can add pretty quickly, and you can just share this. Otherwise, like creating sub accounts in this is going to be pretty tedious because down the road, if there are more complicated features and complicated data that's going to be coming in, then it's going to be sometimes it gets impossible to white label those. So I think the best way is through just creating the report and giving you that particular access. Moving on to the next question, it's from Dinesh. Can we segment the actionable data based on different criteria? Definitely, Dinesh, we've already talked about it and shown you at the same time. The next question is, does it help in finding common threads that tie groups of people together?
I think that will come more into like a behavioral analytics, but like
you have to reframe the question, Dinesh, because
it's
not very clear with regards to what problem are you talking about over here. Harun is asking, sharing link means is it public? How do we protect sharing links with the password?
So every link is like very unique in their own sense. Every like research you generate has its own ID.
Is it possible to add some sort of password as well, just in case?
I think I'm not going to just close it up. So that won't be required because like every any practically report that goes has its own unique ID.
Can I kill the link as well if I want?
Yeah, we are also like creating a delete button, practically go and delete it, or toggle off like share button.
Just
Yeah,
regenerate a new link basically.
yeah, or toggle off the share button. So we are adding both features in it.
Got it. Got it. Okay, perfect. Moving on to the next question. Can you
So
provide the interest in influencers of all the followers? Definitely, we already show that. Dinesh, we have shown that you can see a bunch of influencers. Moving on to the next question, can it learn and bifurcate the content into like informational, sales, influential? Again, Dinesh, it's not very specific question. You have to go very specific with regards to what your questions are. Um, Next question is, can Relyft perform audience research on Reddit? It already does, Andy. It shows you the Reddit data already that we already spoke about. Dimitri is asking, will be your tool effective for specifically, as an example, to help music producers? Definitely, you just need to enter the keyword around your industry and it should get you the data. Moving on to the next question is from Andrew. Explain the essential difference between researchers and listeners. So research. So again, Karan, if you can just take like a few seconds and
yeah,
explain the difference between both the tools that you have.
so audience research gives you an overview of who your audience is, and listener gives you like what they are talking about. So to
Perfect.
like make it short.
Perfect. I'll move on to the next question. The next question is, I noticed the number attached to audience captured. Where does the number come from? Andy, I think it's proprietary data. It's all data driven. So it's very difficult. You're basically asking the APIs for everything. So if that has been revealed, you can pretty much like end up creating a platform for yourself. So that's the proprietary about this data point. So everything is right bang on. You can go and check on multiple numerous tools out there. So yeah, moving on to the next question. Can you provide how to use this for Google Maps?
I don't understand using it.
I think Karan, probably I think the question is, can we also add Google Maps data? Because many a times you will find a lot of like leads and opportunities inside Google Maps around certain industry. So I think that's what the question is around. And I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, but it's interesting, but we will practically stick around with audience research rather than lead generation company.
Got it.
Yeah.
But I think that can also be a part of audience research around local industries, right? So for example, if I'm looking for how many number of stores exist for shoe sellers, for an example, right? So that's where I think Google Maps API can be very helpful to give you more specific data. So for example, around shoes, around I'm mostly talking about a lot of like D2C industry over here. It can give a lot of, or let's say I'm selling CRM for manufacturers, then it can give me a data point for a lot of those manufacturers that have registered on India Mart, Just Dial, and platforms like those. And it can basically, so audience research and lead generation is somewhat like very correlevant, right? They're
Yeah.
so close to each other that sometimes I just want to know how many manufacturers exist and whether I should be creating a CRM for them or not. So I think that's where I think the Google Maps integration can possibly helpful. Like just a
Yeah.
suggestion for you to possibly like add in the future.
Yeah, we will
Good.
consider it for the future updates.
Absolutely. Moving on to the next one. Tess is saying, glad I joined Good Tool. Thank you so much, Tess. I hope it has been helpful for you guys so far. I'll move on to the next one. In top plan, can we have our branded logo as an agency before we share the link to the client? I think we just spoken about it with Karan. Karan will probably like add it in the roadmap. I don't think it should be like too complicated to add this specific one feature. Moving on to the next question. Can we do outreach as well inside the platform? No, this is not an outreaching tool, Dinesh. This is precisely data research tool. This is GTM tool, how to find your go to market. That's what this tool does. Next question is, what's the difference between search and organic search under marketing channel?
So in marketing channel, like either it will be search, or if there are some other categories like there are paid searches as well as organic searches. So if it is again bifurcated, if you get that particular data, then we also display it here.
Awesome. I'll move on to the next question then. Can you please re-explain this question? What is the limit of 1000 audience tracker, top 100 research, 50 text insights mean? Maybe you can just walk through that very quickly, Karan, while you're sharing the screen. So what does audience tracker means? What does audience research means? And the text insight means? Like these three things, just maybe like quickly show them.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So audience tracker will be another feature added to the platform, which will practically keep on doing audience research and give you the trend analysis, like track that particular audience.
It's an ongoing thing, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then coming next to is like audience research. So this is practically the audience research. And 50 text insights is like the text insights we have inside this particular part, which is limited to 50.
Got it. Perfect. So Jamil, that audience tracker is coming in. It's currently under development. It should be out very soon. The next question is, there's one more question I have for you, Karan. Is it possible to sort of customize dashboard? So for example, I could be wanting a specific sort of data in my dashboard on an active basis, right? So is it possible maybe you can add this in the future where I can create a dashboard just for myself? Because while there are 1000 data points, I might just require 20 of them, or I might just require 10 of them. I don't want the rest of the data, even though it's there, but I want to see this data on a more regular basis. So I think that can be helpful. And maybe when you're also adding an audience tracker, maybe we can send out some sort of like email notification or Slack notification. Anytime there's a new opportunity that the system finds out or new research, then I think it can probably send out any sort of notification. I think this can be very helpful because the research is something which is ongoing, right? You have to just keep on finding the data because the search that you have for, let's say, climate change now, it might go down tomorrow or it might go down in a week. We don't know. If there are any trending keyword that picks up, I think if the system can just send us an email, people can just quickly create articles or things like that. I think this is a good opportunity to work on all of these GTM extra strategies to kind of like really stay ahead of the game as compared to any of the competitors.
Yes, we'll be actually adding two kind of alerts. One is like the push notification alerts, practically get on like a mobile devices or something like that. And second one is the email-based alerts. So we'll be adding both of them. If you like have turned on push notification, even though your tab is closed, you will get the notification on the desktop browser itself. Or you can like log in into your mobile to get notification on mobile.
Perfect. Perfect. Next question is, so I got a plan with 25 credits. Just wanted to know how it exhausts. So Saurabh, as you start using it, it will get exhausted. It's as simple as that. The more you search, the more credits it will burn. So you can use up to like 25 searches per month if you're opting for the free plan. But again, I would highly recommend that invest about like that top plan. It's, I think, less than $400. Get it. It's probably the best investment you will make. I mean, like it's 1/4 of a salary. If you're hiring someone in India with experience, it's 1/4 of their 1 month of salary. It's worth basically. It's less than 1/4 basically. It's probably like 1/5 of the salary that you're investing into something like this. I find that as a great way for you to take better decision as an entrepreneur. Yes, there will be more video trainings. We're already doing this. We'll be doing more webinars. We'll be diving in, building more strategy, showing you guys. So a lot of webinar is coming up, as you have seen that. When like you guys start liking a certain software, we start doing a webinar series for all of you guys again and again, coming up with different strategies. So definitely Arun will be doing more training videos around it, around different industries as well. So stay tuned. If you are a part of WhatsApp group, just drop in your industry. We'll be happy to like start conducting some training sessions around specific industries only so that you can find how to grow in your industry. Another question is it possible to add team members in Plan D, Karan?
Yeah, you can practically create your own team and add multiple team members to it. So awesome. You can create a team, add team members to it. We just need to verify the domain that you're creating a team for, and then you can keep on adding team members to that particular team.
Perfect. Harun, I hope that answers your question. So let me just see if there are any more questions left. I think we pretty much answered more, but let me just quickly check. There's another question. Will the free plan get update as time goes on or better get paid plan? I think it honestly comes down to the number of searches and how aggressive you want to get. I would highly recommend you getting a paid plan, not because free plan will not have updates, but because it's initial searches only. So if you're just starting out, as you have nothing and you're just starting out, I think free plan is great for you. But if you're someone who's already running a business, I would highly recommend you to invest in the top plan. I think it's just no brainer. Like it's 1/5 of a salary of a guy who would do all of these things for you. The tool is doing that. That too on a lifetime deal with updates being pushed by current every single week right now. The tool is only going to get better and better over a period of time. They're a part of NASCOM. NASCOM is a giant in India, in the world actually. So they're a part of NASCOM. So again, tap into the opportunity. You don't get tools like these very often, and especially on a lifetime deal. Take opportunity while it exists, because I know for the fact after few months, when the deal gets over, a lot of you will reach out to me asking, "Hey, can we bring back Relyft?" Trust me, by then they would have moved far ahead in their journey. It's not going to come back, right? Because they would want to start focusing on subscriptions at that point of stage of their life. Get it right now. You have an opportunity. It happens every year. We know that when the deal gets over, they grow, people come back and ask, "Hey, can you please bring back?" It just doesn't happen, because um, they are at an initial stage right now. The reason why companies do these LTDs at initial stage is because they need user feedback from you guys. And that's the reason why they are offering such kind of offers and deals. So take it when it exists. It's not going to be there in the future for sure. So with that, I think we have answered pretty much all of the questions for all of you. If there is anything else to let me know. So I think there's a last question from Harun. Harun is asking, is there a possibility for adding CNAME, especially when you're sharing reports? I think this is a good one. Do you think that you can probably add that for especially the report sharing part, where let's say when I'm sharing the report, a link with someone, I can just go into my settings, add a custom domain for my account, and then I can just go into reports, and when the links are created, it will be on that particular custom domain. I think this will be very helpful
Yeah.
For the agency plan.
Yes, we can do that for agency plans. I don't mind doing that.
Perfect. So Harun, grab your agency plan that should be coming out as mentioned by Karan. We really appreciate you guys supporting. We really appreciate you guys sticking around till the end. Be it on YouTube, we have a lot of comments coming in from YouTube and LinkedIn as well. So we hope you guys found it very helpful. Again, if we missed out any questions, feel free to reach out. We try to answer most of them or pretty much all of them. But again, if any questions missed out anywhere, you can go to the sales page of Relyft and go to the discussion section and just drop your questions over there, or just reach out to us. We are very approachable. We're going to be holding more webinars around GTM, around sales strategies, how to figure out audience, a lot of these things, right? This is just the first of the many webinars that we are hosting. And do support us. It's an incredible product. Do support Current, do support Relyft. They're doing a brilliant job with the entire platform, with the entire product. So we hope to get the support from you guys. And if you like it, if you know anyone in your industry, your friends, colleagues, who could find it helpful, or if you're probably doing a job somewhere, if you think your company could find it helpful, do recommend them this product. They're doing an extremely amazing work. With that, we will be wrapping up this session. Before we wrap up, Karan, any final closing lines we have for PitchGrounders?
Yeah, like one thing. So in PitchGround, we have like lots of interesting apps coming in, tools coming in. If you can like pair this thing with type of story scraper, like this can be like an amazing tool. Like having multiple tools attached to it, create your own pipeline, and yeah, you can like create a blast of traffic.
No, absolutely. I think it really comes down to individuals, but
Yeah,
again, thank you so much, Karan, for coming in. Thank you so much, first of all, for doing this lifetime deal. I think I'm absolutely in love with Relyft. I'll be recommending it throughout every event that I do as well, because I've been using it pretty actively. I think it's an incredible opportunity for all of you guys. Use this as an opportunity, grab the deal, grab the freebie at least to begin with. And I'll see you guys very soon in another webinar that we'll be hosting with Karan very soon. Meanwhile, we'll be hosting another webinar with on Monday. I'll be posting the details very soon. Until then, have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Don't work so hard. over the weekend, spend time with your family, go out for a movie, chill out, watch some Netflix, and I'll see you guys next week. Until then, have a great one and be active in the community. If you have any questions in a WhatsApp or Facebook community, we are always here to help you guys out. With that, have a fantastic weekend, everyone. And thank you so much, Karan, for doing it. And we'll see you guys very soon once again. Thank you, everyone.